What's up, everybody?
Sup?
I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
Living for crits.
That's us.
Welcome to the legendary Walls Dungeon Tavern.
Walls Dungeon Tavern.
Only a legend in our own minds. What's up, Shannon? What's up, Lex?
Sup, y'all?
I'm gonna scratch my ear or something. My hair looks like garbage. I feel like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they tell him to look, could pose for a picture, and he's like, that's how I look right now. All right, so I guess let's start with some news. What news do we have, Judge Evie?
Do we have news?
You can think of. We had a cool game sequence this weekend in which yesterday I ran Fantasy Age for the Shrubs, and their airship got attacked by the god Fathom Break and this arcane fishing hook that grabbed their airship and started reeling them in. And when they were almost to the ground, a certain fox beast folk named Ember saw this happening.
I wonder who it could be.
Which is Cooper's character in his Fantasy Age game. And there was a Fantasy Age crossover game where Cooper's character, what he did today, had an impact on what's going to happen to the Shrubs next week.
I know about this kind of impact thing. Kind of, not really.
Well, they had to call you down.
Yeah, because they're about to die, a bunch of rats.
In all the previous games with Cooper and my wife Jennifer, Cooper's been very stealthy, and they've kind of used stealth and subterfuge and all kinds of cool, shadowy tactics to evade combat. But in this game, so what happened was, first off, Cooper kept failing his climb rolls, so he kept falling, so he kept taking damage. So he knocked out half his health before he even got to their first encounter, which they heard skittering, and Cooper smelled wet fur. So my wife's character, Vio Vapor Dance, Vio, what? No. Vio, which is my wife's character, created two small rat traps thinking they were rats. Well, they ended up being like Skaven-sized weir rat type creatures. So they won, but they were very hurt. So they had to call outside for a healer, and that's when Evie joined the game as Bonnie for one session.
Yeah, they didn't like my dancing.
So speaking of sessions, I did some statistics today for both of us.
Huh?
I thought this would be interesting. So I did a count.
What?
Question here. Are you saying bio like biology or Vio like Sony? Vio spelled like V-I-O. So, yeah. So it's like bio but with a V. So Vio Vapor Dance, which I came up with that name. So, what can I say? It's the perfect.
No, they didn't like my dancing.
It's the perfect gnome name. So statistics. Let's talk statistics. I did a count, and as of right now, for the year 2020, I've had 67 role-playing game events.
Wow.
Of which I have GM'd 63 and played in 4. And that includes 22 Shadow of the Demon Lord games, 18 either DCC, DCC Lankmar, or MCC games, 13 Fantasy Age games, 5 Savage Worlds games, 5 Cypher or Numenera games, 3 Ryutama games, and a single session of Swords of the Serpentine. The ones I played were the Swords of the Serpentine game. I played a Mutant Call Classics game with Mark Plord. I played a DCC funnel adventure at the DCC Pittsburgh group online once, and then I played in a Cypher Supers game with Mark. So that is my playing. And I did a count for you as well, Judge Evie.
Shut up. No.
So Judge Evie has had 26 games this year.
I want... No.
15 were DCC RPG related.
I did not let you say this
10
information.
were Fantasy Age.
I did not let you say
1 was Savage Worlds East Texas University.
That's not true.
What?
We played more of those online than just one.
Savage Worlds, we had one ETU game. The rest of those were all Lankmar.
Oh.
And then Judge Evie GM'd a total of one game.
Okay, I can come at myself here. Okay, my first
You can come at yourself here? What's that mean?
My first thing is, well, we already played a bunch of games with my friends, so I can't like do a bunch on top of that, you know?
Did you play any 5e this year?
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
I did play a 5e game, bump my score up, okay?
So, one 5e game, so 27
yeah, with
sessions.
John. Yeah. Okay, just GMing online is like weird, okay? It's just weird.
Eric says 2020 has largely been a write-off. I think I've GM'd 4 sessions, played online in 1, and played pre-COVID in person twice with us. Hopefully the future will be better. Yes, we are hoping the same. We are definitely hoping the same. Eric was in our in-person DCC campaign pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-demic.
Pre-demic?
I don't know. So, you know what?
Don't force shame me, okay?
Eric, there's lots of gaming to be out there right now, man. I mean, like, I gotta say, I feel like a lot of people this is what they're turning to for sanity and solace in these times. You know, we played 2 games today. I've had 3 this weekend. I played 2. You did. Because your mom and I played Ryu Tama this morning, our 3rd session. And then I played Fantasy this afternoon.
That's not possible, Sarah. It's not possible.
Yeah, Sarah, I don't know what I'd be interested to hear how the Shrubs. I would be interested to hear what the Shrubs thought of 5e compared to Fantasy Age. Now that we played.
John would write a whole essay on that.
Did he?
Oh no, he would.
Well,
he probably would. He probably already has thought this.
I would be interested to hear that because so far, so far, tea. We have tea.
What kind of tea is it? What kind?
Regular tea.
Nice.
This one might have a little
Is that
too
mine?
much cream in it.
Oh, but I like this cup better.
Well, you get less cream.
It's okay.
We have tea. Regular tea.
Let's doink it.
Doink doink. All right.
I'm not sipping it. It's probably way too hot.
Most of us like 5e. I'm not saying you can't like 5e.
No, all the Shrubs like 5e.
They like 5e more?
I know John
Do you
does.
like 5e more than Fantasy Age?
I don't know about...
Man, this is...
Maggie, I don't think doesn't. I don't. Eli doesn't. Okay, so I think I'm going to just be John. I don't know about Bab.
Tough.
I don't know about Bab.
I have to... This is crazy.
Oh,
Lex says, I DM play more than ever during the plague times. I bought a Zoom license, and dang, do I use it. Same thing. Yeah, we've got the Zoom license also just for that reason. And by year's end, I expect I'll have run more DCC games this year, only because I have a weekly DCC Lankmar game on Wednesday nights with some friends through Discord that we're playing, and in that game, I figure if there's at least 10 more weeks this year, we'll be playing that probably, if not a few more. And then I'm running DCC Lankmar at Bride of CyclopsCon. So I'll probably have about... I think I'll definitely eclipse Demon Lord with that. But you know what's cool is I think we've played a lot of different games this year. So that's kind of cool.
That's true.
You still haven't played Demon Lord yet, though.
No, because someone won't let us.
I was tempted to run Demon Lord once during Halloween season.
For the Shrubs?
Like a horror Demon Lord game. I'm thinking about it.
Oh my god!
But gosh. I don't know how. We're
gonna have this
parent conversation.
We're gonna have this right here, and we can now say that you said you were running it for the Shrubs.
I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Sarah's not sure personally if Sarah likes them both for different reasons. Look at that. That's like how if someone asked me my preference between DCC, Fantasy Age, and Demon Lord. So. Anyway.
You have to have the spell in the Demon Lord thing.
At first level, you don't have the spell.
Okay, but you have to add it in for us.
All right, let's keep talking. Let's move into Judge Evie presides. This is an important section of the show where we talk about Judge Evie and her presiding.
Which I'm really good at. Oh,
here comes.
Gotta get rid of this.
The presidation.
Okay, here we go. First one's from Greg. It's not a question. He just said...
He just tells you off.
What?
He's like, this is Greg, and you suck for it says this is Greg, and you suck for all your crappy pronunciations of stuff. Why would you say that, Greg?
Would
That's
never
wrong.
say that to me. Greg's not even here.
I know he's not here today. All
Greg
right,
said,
read it.
I'm going to. Sorry to miss you. My wife and I will be looking at fall colors in upstate New York this weekend. Have a great show.
That's pretty nice. I
What's
hope you are
fall colors?
like looking at leaves and stuff, like driving around. I used to do that.
Okay, this next one is from Eric Morgan. And I'm going to do the first part normally and the second part in the accent he told me to do. So it says, Dear Judge Evie, thank you for reading my question last week in a Scottish accent. Nailed it. Smiley face. That's good. And I said, I have another question that I hope you don't mind reading, this time in a Kentucky accent. How does that sound? Invoke patron.
So I'm going to show you a Kentucky accent, okay?
Burn 11 secret herbs and spices for a hint? I'm confused.
Like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh.
You gotta understand, there's not a lot of Kentucky Fried Chicken in this house because these poor kids live with a pair of vegetarians. So there's, unless it's 11 herb and spice tofu.
Isn't it like rice? Like
Yeah, do that.
Dear Judge Evie, what are some ways you discourage or punish players from metagaming at the table during an adventure? Bonus, what's your favorite DCC die? Thanks, Eric Morgan. How'd it do?
It's pretty good.
Really?
If I was gonna do a Kentucky accent, I would do like the Mitch McConnell. I have to turtle. This big. It's a totally different thing blocking Merrick Garland than it is in 2020 with Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passer.
Okay,
Alright, sorry.
What does meta gaming table mean?
What? Metagaming. That's like thinking up things outside of the game. So, like Rob said, just ask players not to meta. So let's
I'm
put
confused. But that doesn't make
okay.
sense.
Metagaming would be this. Okay. Metagaming would be that, let's say that you yourself as a person, okay, you knew a lot about martial arts.
Okay.
You don't.
I don't.
But let's say you did. And let's say you're playing a character that doesn't either, in a game. And let's say you say, well, I know this because I know this in real life, so my character does. That's metagaming because your character wouldn't know it. So the same thing, like maybe if you read an adventure beforehand and you were to like take parts of the adventure because you knew the adventure already and you're pulling your knowledge into your character's head, not playing it based on what your character knows.
So it's like saying, if you're playing a character that was really stupid and knowing everything.
Tom's got it. I'm not opening that door because I've played this dungeon before and that door is trapped.
Oh.
That's metagaming.
So if you so if I go off of that and say someone says that table, it said, what are some ways you like punish the people for doing that? You could just say like,
We're in a cycle.
Well, you could just make the other door that they go through trapped too. You make all the doors trapped.
Why not? Just
Yeah. So if they think the one door's trapped, they go to the other door, so that one's trapped too. Yeah. Or you could just have a random thing, or if it's in like DCC, you could have them make like a luck check or whatever, and then they could just like flat out die.
a luck check or death. We already discussed that you hate this when it's affected against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
What's
but
your favorite
I don't
die?
do that. My favorite die.
Favorite DCC die.
Oh, the D16.
There you go. Because it doesn't stop rolling. That's why. I don't like it for that reason.
I like it because I like the number 16.
That makes sense. Oh my god, the Hackmaster GM SmackDown table. I had that GM screen. That is crazy. All right. I totally forgot about that.
That's not good. I had a player once that would republish modules specifically to metagame.
Oh, that's wrong.
Ugh.
Heck with that person. What's up, Dr. Moggs? All right, so we got some comments above. We're going back to 5e for a second.
Those
And
were all
Eric
the
says 5e is a low barrier to entry, is a serviceable game, scales badly above 4th and 5th level, but it is well supported, and now the advantage of being able to teach new players in about 30 minutes. Yeah, but it's all corporate and crap, you know? And the city, it's like the EA of games, the Electronic Arts of role-playing games. So I still didn't say that. I still didn't see why you'd play that over Demon Lord or Fantasy Age. For me, it's scratching the same exact itch. You just you want options, and DCC's not giving them to you. You play that.
Scratching the same exact itch.
Yes, and Tom says 11 herbs and spices might make tofu edible. Tofu itself is edible, whether
Tofu's
it's
great.
smushy,
Oh,
fried, toasted,
Toast is
on a
good.
sandwich,
That's
smoked.
Just not mushy. Ew.
Yeah, I don't mind it mushy. It's okay mushy.
My dog.
Yeah, but you picked up 5e pretty quick. Fantasy Age pretty quick, I thought, Sarah. The only thing you guys need to work on is the stunt mechanic.
We're great at
You're getting there.
stunting.
You're getting there. You're kind of getting. You just read the friggin' chart.
I did read the freaking chart.
Okay. Next question.
That was it.
Wow! Two
I know.
questions. Okay, that's all right. All right. So we're gonna say if you have any other questions or comments for Judge Evie in the future, go ahead and email them to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com, and she will read them in a Kentucky accent or whatever accent. She'll
Give me an accent, I'll do it.
All right. And I agree. There's nothing in 5e to pick up. To be honest, I agree. It's just not worth playing. And conventions post-COVID. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's spend some time not crapping on 5e for a few minutes and crap on the world. Actually, it's not crap on the world. Let's think of a world post-COVID. Just imagine.
Yes.
Everyone, close your eyes for a second. This is going to be an ASMR moment.
Close your eyes, Dad.
I got to do the ASMR, damn it.
Oh, whoa there. Whoa there.
You are going through a forest. And there's no COVID anymore. That's a pretty great world.
I know, right?
But what's gonna change?
What was the point of that?
I don't know. I was just trying to put in a mindset of it's post-COVID. Like some of the biggest losses for us this year have been in-person conventions. Like we look forward to this con season that starts in the summer with Gen Con. I love that month before Gen Con prepping, and you're excited and you're thinking about it, and you're listening to Double Clicks music and you're watching fantasy movies and all this great stuff,
your
right?
recordings of your Gen Cons before.
And we watch recordings of our previous Gen Cons, and then you have Gen Con, and then right after Gen Con you've got Save Against Fear in October.
That was supposed to be this week.
I know.
Oh.
And then you've got PAX Unplugged in November, December. And then, after that, you kind of got a bit of a break. And you could have GaryCon. I want to go to GaryCon next year. I get 4 weeks vacation now. No, you have school.
Well, no.
Well,
Wait,
you can't go now.
I have an idea.
What's the
What
idea?
if it magically goes away by the time GaryCon's this year, right?
I don't know what they're doing with GaryCon this year.
If
And GaryCon's not going to be GaryCon. They're talking about making GaryCon smaller anyway. So GaryCon won't even be GaryCon.
What?
So, yeah.
They're making it smaller?
Yeah, maybe.
Why?
But PAX Unplugged's our local con in Philly. I know not everyone gives it the most love, but I mean, like, look, Sarah was there, Eric was there. I mean, PAX is a good con. But let's not get into what's a good, what's a bad con. There's always time to discuss things that people don't like. I know there's some PAX Unplugged haters out there. But let's think about for a second. Wait, what? Wait a second. Dr. Mog says, wow, another day inside. Don't have to do a thing. I love you, social distancing. No one's around. No one's talking to me. Social distancing, I'm free. Don't have to brush my teeth or shower for what? I can sit in the toilet for hours as long as I want. I wouldn't sit in the toilet for hours. There's things that can happen because of that. Don't do that. Don't be gaming online. I really hope no one's playing in my online games in the toilet. And look, Shannon was looking forward to PAX Unplugged. I was looking forward to taking a drive up to Boston this year, maybe seeing some of my peoples up there.
Who's up in Boston?
Well, I mean, like, Shannon's west of Boston in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is like the size of Delco, I swear. It's a small state.
Really?
No, it's built bigger than that.
Oh.
It's like the size of, like, a quarter of Pennsylvania. It's really tiny. So, but anyway.
So it's like Delaware.
It's bigger than Delaware, but not by much.
It's Delaware and Rhode Island.
Maybe together. That sounds fair. I'm getting lost here. What I was going to talk about. So We do love our online cons. At least I do. Judge Evie doesn't do anything with online cons really, except for talk at them. The one we had when you did like the presentation.
I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to Bride of Cyclops Con in 2 weeks because it's a con and it's better than nothing. And there'll be some good gaming. I'm running 2 sessions, which is awesome. Of DCC Lankmar. Excited for both those games. They're gonna be a good blast. However, what? I said good blast, didn't I?
No, you went like this. You were like excited for both of those.
Excited for both those.
Excited for both of those.
But that said, there's nothing like a real in-person convention of connecting to people in person and seeing your favorite friends and all the awesomeness of conventions and stuff. So I thought we could talk about what's going to be different when we get back to conventions, because I truly feel that we are going to be seeing a after effect from COVID that's going to last for years to come, and it's going to be different habits we have, different ways that we interact with each other. So what's going to be different for general safety? General safety post-COVID.
Okay, you're gonna wear a mask first off.
You think everyone's going to wear masks post-COVID?
There's some people that don't wear them.
But I mean, after COVID's over, will we be wearing masks?
Probably for a little bit. Or, like, do you consider not being in COVID anymore a world without masks? Or do you consider it with masks?
I mean, I think that even post-COVID, that for some people, the idea of not wanting to spread other illnesses, they won't they will wear masks inside. I personally, having been through all this, think about con crud. How many of us go to a convention and then, we play games for 4 or 5 days together, and then we go home and we get a cold or we get the con crud. We talk about it every year, the con crud. You go home and you're sick for a few days.
I don't know, what's worse, having a mask on for like 4 days straight for like 16 hours?
Well, I'm not saying 4 days straight, but like if you're going to go through a crowded exhibitor hall.
Well, a mask for like a dealer hall, but like not for like a 4-person to a table game.
No, I agree. I think that, that you take it off when you're down there around people, maybe like in your game setup. But what about cleanliness? I mean, people share dice. They don't do the best at bathing sometimes. They
don't know how to wear a belt.
They're not using sanitizer. It has nothing to do with cleanliness. They aren't using sanitizer.
It does, because then it's all exposed and you're sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Put a belt on, for Pete's sake.
I think that could be your outro ASMR. Start thinking of it now. Yeah. Wear a belt for cleanliness purposes. Sarah says people do it in Japan. You're right. I know when sometimes you see tourists to the U.S. from Japan at Gen Con, you'll see them at Disney World. You'll see them wearing masks. Our whole tour group's wearing masks. And is that because of what they've dealt with in the past? I think there's several countries in East Asia that they'll wear masks regularly. Will Keller says, I think that lick my dice for luck is definitely a thing of the past. No dice licking. Don't lick anyone else's dice.
Don't lick anything.
Don't lick anything at a convention.
Don't.
All right. So let's talk about the games themselves. Do you think the games will be different at conventions?
Like how so?
I mean, you're set up for your games. Like, I know that I will have sanitizer for my players.
Oh, everyone already has that.
What was that?
Well, Mom makes sure
but we have it for ourselves. I think I'll be insisting my players use sanitizer at the table.
Oh, yeah.
I think that I might be more skeeved out if I have people at the table coughing and we ask them to not...
If I ever hear a cough now, I'm skeeved out. Like, if we're on, like, online Zoom calls for, like, school, I can't even, like, cough when I'm on mute. It's terrifying.
Rob said wipes at the table for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
General cleanliness is a big deal. Even for us, it was a big deal to begin with. I mean, the game store we started playing at when we first moved here from Pittsburgh was gross. So that's one of the reasons we really liked, what?
I have an idea for something.
We really enjoyed the fact that we were playing at that store Rob recommended up in Jenkintown.
Oh, yeah. The one before was,
gross.
Interesting.
But the one in Jenkintown, which I can't remember the name of the one in Jenkintown now. What? Man. What was the game store in Jenkintown? Why did I just totally lose my marbles for a second?
I don't know. Wait, can I say my thing now?
Yes.
there's not gonna be any like. Okay, say you're playing a game, you have paper character sheets, right?
Seventh dimension. That's right.
And you give them to someone for like you're not gonna give your character sheet back.
Wait, what?
Like, you know how sometimes people reuse character sheets?
You're right. Yeah,
That's
think
not gonna
about that.
happen.
So you're gonna want as a GM to really make sure that.
Or like make your character sheets like
you've-
laminated so you can wipe like.
But
them
no-
off.
Okay, so either laminate your character sheets or print extra copies because you're not going to want to reuse stuff which is kind of gross to begin with. That's just another general sanitization thing.
Yeah.
What about the exhibitor halls? Like, how is that going to change? Right now, it's just
they're probably gonna have like a limit to how many people can be in there at a time.
I think during COVID that'd be the same, but do you think in post-COVID there'd be a limit to people in there? The challenge with exhibitor halls is like as a gamer, the one reason I like to shop at an exhibitor hall is first you can find things there you can't find elsewhere, but you can also open the books and read them. Do you want to have people flipping through your books when there's the COVID or the post-COVID mindset? Like, it's going to feel weird. You all know, those of you that take it as serious as we do, and we take it pretty darn seriously, it's going to feel pretty weird the first time you go into some place that's crowded when they say, okay, you can do this now. And it's going to, and I'm sure it's going to like ratchet up to that step by step, but we're definitely not there now. I think people are still going to be psychologically, socially distancing even post-COVID.
Yeah. Like they're not gonna be like this close to somebody you don't know in the other hall. Like yo, hey, how's it going?
And that's not unusual to be packed. On the first day of Gen Con, people
Oh yeah,
are packed.
it's like that.
That's actually why I really like PAX Unplugged, is you have some more room. The Philly Convention Center is not quite as crowded. Rob says books might be more likely to be shrink wrapped. Yeah, it's a great point. Maybe just one demo copy and the rest of them are shrink wrapped. That would make sense.
Gloves for people that are making stuff will be a lot more like you need them, right?
What, like making what stuff?
Like, well, first off, the people, like the people that also like hand the stuff out. Like if you're handing like pins out, right? Like
They might want to have gloves on, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you have the situation where like we're in a COVID's like decreasing but not gone step, because you think you're going to have a situation where, people are getting vaccines, people are, starting to, we're not going to be near herd immunity, hopefully, but you're going to have less people getting the virus as time goes on. There's going to be, I bet there's a whole bunch of cons, maybe at the end of next year or the year after, where people are still like in heavy protection for it. Shannon says, what about demoing board games? That's a whole other problem, because you figure everyone's touching those things.
Yeah. Ew.
Especially like the Asmodee booths.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think you will go there, see half people there using a mask as a chin diaper and getting close and leave again. That's a good point. Those folks, the mask down here.
What do you mean? I'm wearing a mask.
Or they have their mouth, they want their nose covered, because obviously no one
do?
blows crap out of their nose.
No.
I think we see that now. So the other half is who I'm trying to be with here at the moment. What about eating and food? Do you think that's going to change? I think the restaurant selection is going to be different, because you have restaurants, like how are they going to be affected and what restaurants will be left? Like, I don't know how the takeout places are doing everywhere. We're going to skip that one and just keep going? Yeah.
Yep. Okay, what's next on my thingy?
Food.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Food. A lot less people are probably gonna want to eat on the floor.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Yeah.
It's gross in general. You figure how. So we don't like we don't wear shoes in our house, and we don't want guests wearing shoes in our house, because all my wife and I can think of is you have your shoes. You go to a rest stop. At the rest stop, you go to the bathroom. You step and pee. Step and poo. Come home to our house, and you want to track it on my floor. No,
and then people lay on the
disgusting.
floor. People lay on.
We
the
lay
floor
on our floor.
Do you really want random people's pee from your rest stop on your face?
However, at the convention,
and then you go to
bed
and it's on your pillow, and you put your face and pee every night. No.
This reminds me of that Saturday Night Live sketch with the fecal cam.
Huh?
Don't worry about it. So, it's an old sketch from Saturday Night Live. But we will eat on the floor at the convention. We'll go to the side and we'll eat on the floor. People do game on the floor at conventions because there's nowhere else. There's no room. We have done it. I know. Will that happen in a post-COVID world?
Well, yeah, but like not as much.
I think you'll see less of it. All right, and then after hours events. I mean,
those are still gonna happen.
But you know where I think you might be some resistance to it? Like, I personally feel, and this is from, I mean, I'm out at work now 3 days a week. I'm in public in work, and I feel emotionally exhausted by it by the end of the week. And I don't know is that going to stay? Is that going to be where you're a whole day of, wearing the mask and sanitizing? At the end of the day, you're going to want a game after hours, or will there be an additional level of exhaustion? Will you get more tired at a convention in a post-COVID world or not?
I don't know.
That's a good answer, Evie. We don't know.
We don't know.
All right. Well, I think that was a good, interesting topic. It's 9:30. We're going to start wrapping up here. Tom's got to go. So, I mean, let's start.
See ya.
So, Kickstarter shout-outs.
Bye.
This week, it's a Kickstarter. You have 3 days left, I believe, for this. For Monty Cook's Diamond Throne RPG. Now, it's not a Monty Cook Games Kickstarter. It's by Here Be Dragons. And it's a conversion of Arcana Unearthed and Arcana Evolved for the Cypher system, but it is a third-party product. It's currently at 73,000 with 3 days to go, with a goal of 16,000. So they've beat their initial funding. And just look up Monty Cook's The Diamond Throne RPG. I'll put a link in the show notes. Road Crew shoutouts. Brought us CyclopsCon 2 weeks away. There are a few events out there. Mine are full. You can waitlist them, but good luck. I'd love to hear, though, if you are running games or events and you are looking to fill your tables, send us an email, let us know, and we'll broadcast that out there. In addition, if you have road crew or public events coming up, please share them with us. Send them to Evie. We'll put them in the show. We'll help spread the word. Happy to do that. Do we get a lot of viewers? We get the best viewers, which is usually the 10 to 20 people that watch us live. And then, 100 or so people that watch us after, or the 300 to 400 who watch us after if we actively bash Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Because when we do that, we get more viewers. So it's hard not to want to bash D&D. I don't know what to say. All right.
True.
Featured organization for good this week. I thought that I would be representing this week with my Joe hat, but my Joe Biden hat's not here.
I was gonna get a hoodie.
Did you get a hoodie?
I want a hoodie so bad.
So we're keeping it political this week again and saying go to joebiden.com and get yourself some swag. And as I said last week, if you are a MAGA hat wearer, feel free to share the hate below and unsubscribe, and we don't care. So sorry, goodbye.
See ya. Bye.
Where to find us elsewhere? Judge Evie, where can the peoples find us?
At I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram, and search Living for Crits on YouTube.
So I tell you, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay together. And for my outro ASMR, I'm going to say, kick his ass, Kamala.
And I'm going to say, wear a gosh darn belt.
Good night, everybody.
Night.